Welcome everybody. We were talking about the flip switch today from Strike Industries and that dirty slut red for that 78 GMC truck build that I'm doing right now for my little girl sitting out in the garage. So don't ask me why I don't have a buttstock on here. It's just because it has not come in yet. I was just wanting to make a video on my kind of first impressions of this flip switch because it is one of those ambidextrous jobs that you may or may not want or need. You know, the reason I'm doing some of these shorter videos is because not everybody wants to watch the full long build video and they just want that information on some of these smaller parts. So I'm trying to please everybody with as much as I can here. So if you're into that, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. We will go ahead and get into this so you can see everything up close. So just so you have the basic specs up front, the flip switch is obviously an ambidextrous safety and it has two different positions. You can either do the full 90 like that or you can do a 60-degree version as well, which is good because different people have different desires when it comes to working their safety. And some of you out there that are newer may ask, why would you want an ambidextrous safety on here? Well, there's a couple different reasons for it. One, you could be a righty and your wife could be a lefty or vice versa. You could have an injury that doesn't allow you to work that with your thumb and you may have to work it with your primary hand or index finger. Or you could be stuck in California that has those weird fin things that you have to have on stuff and you may have to use your control finger or something because you can't get your thumb around that thing. Or you could, just be in a bad way, get injured instantaneously and need to have that offhand sided safety. Obviously that being the worst case scenario. But there are a multitude of reasons out there for that besides the fact that it just, looks a little different. We're going to go ahead and take a closer look at this thing and get into it so you guys can kind of really get an idea of what this is going to look like and kind of how it is going to work. Make sure you turn that bell notification icon on and ensure that you are subscribed to the channel. If you're liking anything going on here, hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and get into this thing right now. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into the flip switch here by Strike Industries. A couple different things with this. It is directional, so there are a little bit of a difference here in this. So there's a kind of a flatter edge right here, and there's a more angular edge. Get you a little closer on the bottom like that you can see right there. So the flatter part you want on top because that aids you in flipping that straight down. You've got more torque this way, you don't need as much surface area, and this bottom section is a little bit more planed so you can get that part of the finger in there right there and just flip it back. And that holds true with the opposite side if you have to, for some odd reason, say you've got one of those big shark finned California compliant things, if you have to use it from this side, either with your thumb or with your pointer finger like that. Makes it quite easy. Installs just like a regular safety selector for the most part. The center shaft in there is steel. You have steel screws, then you have aluminum anodized throw levers that are available in multiple colors. So the screws in there are steel as well. You want steel on steel. You do not want steel screws into aluminum because you can cross thread strip and all kinds of problems can come out of that. This also has the capability of being run single-sided. This is the bag it will come in, and it'll have the little description card in it. And then you'll get the little, one-sided part right there. You can kind of see, sorry, it's a little bright. You can see right there, just got the little white notch on it. And if you don't want to run it truly ambidextrous, you throw that on there and you are good. I have mine set up in the 90 configuration just because that's what I am most used to and I feel comfortable using that. The reason I like this is because it's ambidextrous, but it's nice and small. So it's not so big to the point where it's going to hang up and drag all over your gear. Some of the other versions out there are big to the point where I have seen and I have personally experienced safety selectors rub on gear, and when you look down, your rifle is on fire, which is obviously dangerous, especially if you're using something sexy like this Hyperfire EDT trigger, which is pretty dang light and extremely crisp. So let's go ahead and talk about the colors, the price, and what I feel about this thing. Well, it works, it's modular, and it's about 35 bucks. So if you're building something from the ground up and you want an ambidextrous safety that you can operate easily with both of your thumb or index finger or whatever finger you want to use for it, this may be something to look into. Now, if you're not into that whole Gucci colored thing that's going on here, which a lot of people are not, there are plenty of other color options out there. I think they give it in like flat dark earth, blue, black, red, and maybe one other color. So there are options out there depending on what you are into. As far as that quality goes, I've never had an issue with a Strike part. Everything in there looks good. You have that steel main section in there, 2 steel screws so you're not galling the aluminum threads. And you can, like I said, have a 60 or a 90 degree, and then the actual switches themselves are that anodized aluminum. Probably the same aluminum they're using for everything else, but it actually didn't say on the website, so I can't say for sure which aluminum it is. If you guys think I earned it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn those bell notification icons on. If you're interested in any of that stuff you saw here today, I'll leave those links down below for you. If you want to support the channel at all, check that SubscribeStar out and we can go ahead and take this channel to the next level. You guys get out there, have some fun, do something enjoyable, and most importantly, you guys stay dangerous.